Thanks very much for clicking on today. In my last video, I had decided to no longer charge my Tesla LFP battery to 100% all the time, as recommended by Tesla, because I was getting 2.28% degradation I'd worked out on only 7,700 miles. Now, Tesla say you should only get 1% on 20,000 miles. So I needed to look into the problem pretty quick, which I did. So now I've decided I'm just going to go to 80% on the daily basis, because that's all I need, because that still gives me a big range of 200 miles. Daily stuff, don't necessarily do a lot of miles. Some days don't use the car at all. I walk and I bike, and I like to do that. And the days are gone when I'd be driving hundreds and hundreds of miles every day, Monday to Friday, and doing thousands of miles a week. So that's not an issue for me, so I can do that. The one big difference is when I go on a road trip, what I plan to do, I will charge to 100%. That's good for the management system, working out just how many miles you have left. And I would do, I think, a mixture. We're planning a big trip to Portugal in January, a few months ahead, and I'll do a mixture of 100%, 80 and 90% on the road trip. Need enough to get to your next place with a little bit of margin. So that's what I plan to do in future, and I just thought I'd keep you guys posted on that. And thanks very much for all your comments. Very, very interesting. I've also had a bit of a shock this week because I charge with Octopus Energy, and I get a fantastic rate of 5p a kilowatt between 12:30 at night to 4:30 in the morning, which means I'm charging the car at 1.2p per mile, which is absolutely fantastic. And even the daytime rate is only 16.26 a mile. Well, I'm listening to other people and charging at home. I heard a guy quite recently talking about 30p a kilowatt charging at home. And I thought, wow, that's expensive. Am I getting away with murder here? And it does appear that I have, because I've got the new prices from Octopus Go. You can still charge to 7.5p from 12:30 at night to 4:30 in the morning. Only trouble is the daytime rate is going to be 41p or 40.9p. That's for all your other basic electrical stuff. That's going up from 16.26p. That's huge, well over 100%. And of course it begs the question, depends who you are, whether or not you think that's still going to be a good deal. That's the new Octopus Go price. There's a flexible Octopus price, which is 30p during the day and 21.6 off peak. So you've got this balance of 40.9 versus 7.5 off peak, 30.67 and 21p off peak. Now, if you're doing, as I used to years ago, hundreds of miles a day, the off peak is probably the best option. I'm not so sure it is for me now, because you'll be paying an extra 10p for your daytime electric, TV, washing machine, all those different things. So I'm probably going to opt for the flexible prices. It's a big jump. So I decided to scrunch the numbers to see what my consumption would be and what the cost would be if I stayed on Octopus Go or went to flexible. So I went to the website, which is very informative, and I clicked on the month and it showed me what my daily use of electricity. It showed I was averaging about 7 kilowatts per day. The website doesn't tell me how much car charging I use. So I went to the Tesla app, and it showed me exactly how much electricity I put in the car in the last month. I put in 67 kilowatts, which is averaging 2 kilowatts a day. And there's only charging at home there. There's no Tesla superchargers, and it's cost me £3 because of the very low rate of 5p a kilowatt, which is good. So out of my total of 7 kilowatts usage a day, home and car, 2 of those were car. I was then able to go to the Octopus prices to see what they were increasing to, and I could see that because I've got a very low usage of charging the car up in the early hours, it just wasn't worth remaining on Octopus, so I will go to the flexible. But also, if I look at the new Motion price for charging, that is 25p a kilowatt and a 35p transaction fee, which is now less than charging at home on the daily rate, but admittedly not as low as the 7.5 Octopus Go. But the trouble is you're paying over the odds for your daily prices, so I'm really not sure that's an option. The point with the New Motion charge at 25p. And I know when I was in Scotland, you could charge at 20 and 25p in some of the slower charge place Scotland, and certainly at 20p, that's a great price. If you look around, I think you'll see where there are options to charge at that rate. Don't forget to take your reusable coffee mug wherever you go. Get fed up of seeing all those plastic paper cups for one use only in a coffee that aren't recycled. It's because the thin layer of plastic inside, it makes it more expensive to remove that plastic than it is to chuck it away. So they all end up in landfill, and there's millions and millions and millions every day, and it's such a terrible waste. The other thing, of course, is even with Octopus Go pushing up their prices, obviously petrol has gone up also. A car that does 40 to the gallon is going to be costing 22p a mile, and even a 50 to the gallon, it's still going to be costing 18p a mile. So how does this compare with the electric charge? Well, if you go back to the existing Octopus Go at 5p a kilowatt, that costs me and my Tesla Model 3 1.2 a mile. Now if it goes up to 7.5, then that's going to be costing me 2.5p a mile, which is a fraction of what gas, petrol, diesel costs. And even if you pay at the 20p price, it's still only 5p a mile. You're still at a quarter. And I was working out at what price does electric have to be the same price as petrol. And it works out at 50 to the gallon, your electric price has to be 80p. And at 40 to the gallon, it would have to be about £1, you know. And prices aren't, although prices have been going up. You've got various prices on Tesla. Most are at least half that. There's one or two, I think Ionity at the top of the scale, getting close, but they're still only about 60-70%, you know. And of course the extreme versions are charging at home, where you can be less than the quarter of gas prices. So even with price hikes, and they are hike, then charging your electric car at home and some of these cheaper places like the New Motion I mentioned is a great option. And of course, as many people have said to me, get solar panels, it's free. And I hope you can subscribe and like and leave any comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Thanks very much. Bye.